Hello and welcome. You're listening to Hurry, the Movie is Starting podcast. All right, we got something nice today. We're going to be pre-gaming the movie Sinners by director Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan. So this movie is going to be 2 hours and 11 minutes long, and it's also going to help you out here a little bit. It's also going to be containing 2 post-credit scenes, so stay after the movie if you want to see something special. As said before, this movie is directed by Ryan Coogler, that director of Black Panther 1 and 2, Creed, and Fruitvale Station. He also produced Judas and the Black Messiah, which is a very, very solid movie. And he's worked with Michael B. Jordan a lot, so why not cast him in a role where he will play him and his twin brother, right? So if you love Michael B. Jordan, you love some Ryan Coogler, I think this is going to be the movie for you. The plot of this movie is trying to leave their troubled lives behind. Twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. This movie is starring Michael B. Jordan, Miles Catan, Saul Williams, Andreen Warren Hammond, Jack O'Connell, and Tanaj Jackson. Alright, so if you've seen the trailer of this movie, the original trailer, it shows like a little bit of supernatural, but you're not like 100% certain what the supernatural is. But in the most recent trailer, we see that the supernatural element are vampires. So it looks like one of those movies is going to be kind of like the segregation era kind of type movie with a little bit of like that bootlegging aspect potentially drawn in with some like gang violence and whatnot. Or not even just gang violence, just violence with weaponry, and you know how crazy it was back then. But also sprinkled in with a little bit of vampire chaos. That just sounds like a good plan to me. We have some guns in action, some potential bootlegging, unfortunately some segregation because that did occur in the past in this world. But then we also have some vampires, which I don't think that exists in this world. I don't know. Could be. Anyways, my prediction for this movie is, when we open up on the trailer, it looks like Michael B. Jordan has seen like a lot of chaos in his life, whether it be killing people, seeing people dying, seeing people get like racially murdered, stuff like that. But he looks at a loss for words for what he just experienced, and I'm going to assume that's the vampire aspect of it because he is drenched in blood. But that could possibly be his brother, his twin brother, who is played by Michael B. Jordan, obviously. This is the second movie this year. Mickey 17, Robert Pattinson played himself multiple times. Now we got Michael B. Jordan playing himself multiple times. Hey, this is the year of the devils, I guess. But anyways, they're twin brothers. The look on his face, something traumatic just happened. Something traumatic just occurred. So I'm thinking maybe his brother just got killed, and that's him like trying to live without his best friend who was his brother. That seems like it was the guy that he went and did all his criminal activities with, and now he doesn't have him. But as we see in the newer trailer, he does return. I'm thinking that the plot of this is going to be one of the twin brothers turns good, and the other one's going to be coming back like as a vampire and try and sway him to the quote unquote dark side. But it's the life they swore off, and so that like juggle in between the whole story is going to be the brother trying to pull the other brother to the dark side, and he doesn't want to join because he's left that dark life behind. And if with immortality comes even more potential darkness occurring. So I think it's going to be that tug of war happening throughout the movie, which unfortunately will end with one of the two brothers dying permanently. But I'm thinking like the title Sinners not only defines their past, but also the past they must choose to move forward. As we know, when you're like aware of your sin, it becomes harder to do it. And when you do it, it's kind of like you feel even more guilt about it. So I don't know, maybe the title is like a meta commentary on after we know like we've sinned and we try and move past that, then our past comes like roaring back to pull us down. Will we continue on our righteous path, or will we go back to that path of misery and despair? That is my prediction of this movie. I think one of the brothers is going to die. I think a lot of people in this movie are going to die. I think it's going to end with probably Michael B. Jordan's going to be alive. Which one? I don't know. Probably, if I had to choose, I would say the vampire one's going to die. His twin brother's going to die, and it's just going to be him. And he's just going to be living that like lonely, isolated kind of life. But anyway, so let's jump into
Fun Facts.
Fun fact number 1, Ryan Coogler's first film shot on film since Fruitvale Station in 2013, which was shot on a 16mm film, but While 16mm is one of the smallest film formats, Sinners was shot on the massive 15/70mm IMAX and Ultra Panavision 70mm, the two largest film formats in cinema. All right, so we're getting a film. This is not just a movie. This is not just your average movie. This is a film. Fun fact number 2, this is the second R-rated horror film to be shot with the IMAX film cameras after Nope in 2022, which was Jordan Peele's movie. If you remember that movie, that was a solid movie. That was an interesting movie that we didn't know what was going to be about, and then we all like jumped in to watch it, and then we're like, wait, what is going on here? And if you're like me, you had to go home and like watch some new Rockstars videos about like what just happened, or some heavy spoilers to understand what happened in that movie, because there was a lot hidden in that movie, and Jordan Peele, he's just doing a good job out there. Fun fact number 3, Ryan Coogler stated that 2 of his biggest influences for Sinners are From Dusk Till Dawn and The Faculty, both directed by Robert Rodriguez. I love this. Reading this got me more hyped for this movie, because Faculty, very, very solid like horror movie featuring Josh Hartnett. And From Dusk Till Dawn is like one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It just has everything. It has some gang violence, it has some action, it just has some like disturbing scenes, then it has some freaking vampires, then it has people like transforming within a matter of seconds into like a giant bat creature thing. Bro, From Dusk Till Dawn, very, very solid movie. So I'm excited. I love me some Robert Rodriguez. I'm interested to see how Ryan Coogler does that with this movie. You can see from the trailer, like they're clearly like causing criminal violence in the beginning, and then they want to turn to a life of peace or something, or they just want to get away from that life, and then this dark vampire nature finds them. So it is giving me heavy vibes From Dusk Till Dawn, and I'm hyped for it. Fun fact number 4, Christopher Nolan and his producing partner / wife Emma Thomas assisted Ryan Coogler in shooting with the 65mm film. Do it, bro. You just want to keep selling people on a movie? Say, hey, Christopher Nolan helped. All that dude makes is bangers. All he makes is bangers. So why? Oh my gosh, I'm just hyping you up, because I'm hyped. I'm hyping myself up. I love Christopher Nolan. If you know me, you know my favorite movie is Dark Knight. Oh, it's just a solid movie. But all right, that's enough of the fun facts. Let's jump into the comment section. ADY Sin 641, fitting name, says, finally a trailer that doesn't show the entire plot. I miss those. Bro, I've talked about this so much. I don't want to just keep jumping back into it. But yes, it is a double-edged sword, because you want to get people to come in and buy a ticket to see your movie, but at the same time, you don't want to show them all the best and funniest scenes. Novocaine, I'm looking at you. And so it is hard. It is a double-edged sword, but I like the trailers. Like the first trailer for this movie got me hooked. I love Michael B. Jordan. Ryan Coogler has been solid. I've been watching like a lot of his movies. So I was sold on it, but then once seeing there was like a vampire element, I think that pulled me in like way more than it was like than I was pulled in initially. Because Sinners, I was just like, oh, it's just going to be like a movie where their sin is constantly like killing people or breaking the law and stuff like that. No, there's a darker element to this movie that we did not see the first time, and I wouldn't have noticed that from the trailer. I probably still would have watched it, but the trailer now, the new trailer with showing like the vampires, has me hooked, and I'm 100% going to watch it this week. At Juan Saldariaga 6279 says, no remake, no sequel, nor prequel, no reboot, just an original story. Beautiful. Look at that. People are getting hyped for this movie. I don't even need to do a pregame. People are just being hyped. Yeah, we've seen a lot of movies, sequels, prequels, remakes, and all this. This looks like an original film. Obviously looks like it's pulling from Dusk Till Dawn a little bit, but hey, I'm with that. I'm all for originality and all for new concepts, and not just constantly reproducing the same things over and over. At Striker Unlimited 2097 said, Coogler woke up feeling like Jordan Peele. I'm glad he's got the range to go across genres. This looks like an absolute banger. Yeah, so if you don't know Jordan Peele was he still does comedy, but he's a comedian that went directly into horror genre, like directing films. And then he's kind of branched out on some other stuff. Like he's done some Twilight Zone episodes. He's actually hosted Twilight Zone, if I'm not mistaken. And then he did Get Out, Nope, and Us, like 3 movies that were like more psychological horror and stuff to deal with like racism and that's alive in the world. So he has a very distinct genre. So we all know like Jordan Peele's path he's taken. Now we got Ryan Coogler, who's been in love with Michael B. Jordan, rightfully so. And he has been like all in the action genre. Now he's gotten like into the horror genre. So I'm excited to see how he like bridges this over to what he's doing now, and just to see like him mix these two genres together, because I love a good horror movie, I love a good action movie, and we get both of them in this one featuring Michael B. Jordan. I mean, what more could you ask for? At the Archangel 47 said, "Now that's how you make a trailer. We got glimpses, not of the whole movie. Now the audience might be shocked and shook." Yeah, again, see, like people love that trailer. I guess people are more fans of trailers that don't show you much, which is fine because you don't want to spoil anything, and it also grabs your like curiosity bone. So they did a good job with the first trailer. Obviously, the most recent trailer shows you a little bit more, but that's because the movie's coming out this week, and they want people to go, like they want to tell people that they haven't already sold on it. And I'm clearly not one of those people, because I'm very much sold on that. But that is going to be the last of the comment section, which brings me up to my random question for you. Would you purposefully allow a vampire to bite you in exchange for eternal life? I don't think I could do it. I really don't. I tend to lean more on the lover side of the spectrum, and seeing everyone I love and care about just die around me, and just like living that lonely, isolated life that anytime you find someone new, you will know that they will die before you. It's a very tragic kind of lifestyle way to live. Like, yeah, living for like forever would obviously have its perks. You can like what if there's no people left in this world though? Then it's just you. But that's getting to that heavy side of it. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't do it. Obviously, the implications of that immortality would come with you needing to feed to survive, which is another, like, that's just another dark aspect of it. But personally, if I'm asking myself this question, I would not do it. But what about you? Would you? And that brings us to over under. All right, so I am 1-3 on the season. Finally got my first win of the season last week with Death of a Unicorn, which if you haven't seen that review, it is out. We also did the pregame, but the movie's been out for a while now, so if you want to listen to the review and you've already seen the movie, go ahead and listen to it. I kind of break down a little bit more of the developing understory of that movie and just like the whole aspect of that movie. But anyways, on this one, we're going in with a 1-3 record. I got some Ryan Coogler classics up here. We got Black Panther rated a 7.3 on IMDb. Creed rated a 7.6. Judas and the Black Messiah rated a 7.4. As I checked this movie on Saturday, the Metacritic score was 83, which typically like will make a score like 8.3. But I'm taking the average of all three Ryan Coogler movies and then mixing it with that Metacritic score, let's say 8.3, which brings me to an average of 7.7. So that is the line for this movie. Do I think we'll go above 7.7 or under 7.7? Now, if we look at all three of those Ryan Coogler movies from the past, they are all under 7.7, which should be an easy under, right? This is where it gets a little bit more tricky, because those movies have been out for years. So they probably have thousands, if not million of like reviews and ratings, which pulls it up, pulls it back down, pulls it up, pulls it back down. So this movie, I will be checking the IMDb score once I record the review, which will probably be on Sunday after watching the movie, which is actually Easter Sunday too. So happy Easter, y'all. So that changes things a bit. You can have a movie that's coming out like when all online. The advertisement for this movie is like 100% Rotten Tomato score. That was only 32 reviews, I believe, but still, that's not bad to get 100% out of 32 people. Like, you know, the odds of that happening. But that gives me hope. That tells me that this is going to be a really good box office hit. It's got Ryan Coogler directing. We know he has been a successful director in the past. It's got Michael B. Jordan, who doesn't ever seem to touch like bad movies, so that pulls you up here too. This is a tough one. My gut wants to tell me under just to go with the other three Coogler movies, but I'm extremely hyped and I'm extremely biased on this movie, so I'm gonna go over. I'm going over 7.7. I'm going to have it at an 8.1. I think it's going to be 8.1. I think this is going to be a solid movie. I think this is going to grab some box office success. I think this is going to get the word out there. I think the vampire fans are going to go watch it because they love it. I think the Michael B. Jordan fans are going to go watch it because they love Michael B. Jordan. I think the Ryan Coogler fans out there, the Cougs, I think they're going to be watching it because they love Ryan Coogler. I was going to say Ryan B. Jordan. Ryan Coogler with some Michael B. Jordan mixed in. I think the fans of From Dusk Till Dawn and The Faculty, if they know that this movie was like designed with those movies in mind, I think they're gonna watch it, aka me. I think this is just gonna be a fun time at the box office. I think it's gonna be a great movie. It just looks like one of those movies that's gonna hit hard, and it's gonna bring me up to my
final thoughts
on this movie. We got Ryan Coogler directing. We got Michael B. Jordan. We got racist scenarios. It seems like we got gangster scenarios. It seems like we got vampire scenarios. It seems like the conflict between overcoming your past and becoming good in the eyes of who you are or in the eyes of the Lord, whichever you follow. It's going to be a tug of war battle already in itself. But then you add the aspect of adding vampires who can tempt you with having eternal life, or basically do whatever you want for the rest of your life because nobody can kill you. That ideology is very, very tempting, especially if you've come from a past like life where you feel like now your life is kind of boring because you're on the straight and narrow, and then this like temptation comes in with it. That's like, wait, I don't have to worry about like my mortality anymore. I can just do whatever the heck I want. That might appease to some people. So I think that like tug of war battle between not being a sinner, quote unquote, and being a sinner in the giant aspect of the world that is this movie is going to be a very, very, very divisive plot in this movie. And I think it's going to get us emotional. I think some crazy stuff's going to happen. I think Michael B. Jordan's going to act his butt off in this movie. I think he probably watched Mickey 17 and is like, all right, hold my beer, watch this. I think we're just going to have a gem in our hands. I think this is going to be a great movie. I'm definitely watching it on Sunday of this week, on Easter probably. Oh, it might be packed on Easter. Well, I'm going to watch it this week for sure. I'm probably going to produce a review on the podcast for y'all because this movie I'm hyped about. I'm already talking about it at work. I'm okay. That's enough. I'm hyped about it, and I hope you are too. And that brings me to the end of this podcast. Sinners coming out this Thursday, April 18th. Are you a fan? Are you going to watch it? What are you most excited for about this movie? I'm going to be posting this on my Facebook. If you haven't subscribed to the Facebook channel, if you haven't liked the Facebook channel or followed it, go ahead and do so. I will be holding more like polls and stuff like that, or just more general information for y'all, just so we can all get connected, become a community, and talk about movies. You know, life's hard sometimes, so why not just talk about good movies, bad movies? Just talk about movies. Let's create conversations about deeper meanings about movies. They're not just something that we just glaze upon and just like, oh yeah, that was solid. Why was it solid? I don't know, it was pretty cool. Let's actually get in depth and talk about the deeper meaning behind these movies, the fantastic use of plot, the great acting, just everything in depth. I want to get in depth with y'all. So if you haven't liked or followed that Facebook page, go ahead and do that now. It is Hurry, the movie is starting on Facebook, and I'm excited because this is going to be a whole thing, and I'm excited to talk with y'all and get to know like more information that maybe I missed it the first time watching it. And that is going to be all for this pregame. So as always, hurry, the movie is starting. Thank you for listening, and God bless.